The galaxy forgot why humanity should stay asleep. After 10,000 years, they awoke. Ethan Cole opened his eyes slowly. The soft hum of the chamber filled his ears, and a dim blue light flickered above. His body felt stiff, heavy, like he had been lying in one position for a very long time. As he blinked, his mind tried to remember where he was, but the memories came in pieces, strange and broken. He could hear faint sounds beyond the walls, a mechanical rhythm, almost like the heartbeat of a machine. "Am I awake?" he whispered, his voice weak. From the next pod, a soft hiss announced movement. Lisa Morgan sat up carefully, rubbing her arms. "Looks like we are," she said, her voice a little stronger. "I don't know for how long, but the systems are waking us now." Other pods began to open, releasing humans who looked as confused and fragile as Ethan felt. Paul Carter stretched his legs slowly, looking at the empty chamber with wide eyes. Amy Brooks, sitting nearby, scanned the walls and controls, her mind already working on what had gone wrong. The chamber smelled faintly of metal and cold air. The humans on the Ark had been asleep for 10,000 years. The galaxy around them had moved on, and most civilizations believed humanity had vanished. Records called them dangerous and stubborn, but now those records were only whispers in the stars. Ethan looked at the faces around him and realized they were alive somehow. They had survived. The Ark, a massive ship built before humans vanished, had kept them safe, even if it was failing now. Her fingers touched the controls, and the blue light pulsed brighter. "We need to know what's happening," she said. "The engines are not fully stable. Life support is working, but barely."
"We have to check every system." Paul walked over to a monitor that showed star maps.
"The maps are old," he said quietly. "Nothing looks familiar. All the colonies, the worlds we knew, they're gone. The Ark has drifted into the unknown." Ethan swallowed hard. 10,000 years. The humans had slept while the galaxy grew quiet. All the civilizations had forgotten them. Now, the humans were not just far from home. They were forgotten. "We have to start repairs," she said. "If we stay here waiting, we'll fail." "The systems are old, but they still work. If we understand them, we might survive." He felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. The humans were few, and the galaxy was empty. For 10,000 years, they had slept to protect themselves, and now the galaxy did not know they were coming back. The Ark had been a sanctuary, built for survival, with stasis pods to keep humans alive for millennia. It had shields, engines, and a central computer to monitor everything. But time had damaged the systems. Circuits were corroded, energy conduits flickered, and the artificial gravity hummed weakly. Ethan and Lisa moved through the corridors, checking each system. Paul followed, carrying tools and spare parts. Amy walked behind, scanning sensors and reading data screens as they moved. Ethan looked out a small viewport. Stars stretched across the black space. More stars than he had ever imagined. It was beautiful and lonely. The Ark floated silently, a relic of a time no one remembered. "This place, it's our home," Ethan said softly. "But it's also a prison. If we can't fix it, we die here." Lisa nodded. "We will fix it. We have to. We have no other choice."
They started repairs immediately. Paul worked on the engines, cleaning circuits and replacing worn conduits.
Lisa focused on the navigation system, trying to bring the maps back to life. Amy scanned for nearby objects, small ships or debris that could threaten them. Ethan supervised and repaired the life support systems. The work was difficult. The systems were old and fragile, but humans were patient, and they did not give up. Hours passed. The humans spoke little, focusing on their tasks. The silence was heavy, but it was a working silence, full of concentration. Paul finally straightened and smiled. "Engines are stable," he said. "We can move, but slowly. We need more checks before faster travel. Maps are partially restored. I can plot a course, but we don't know what's ahead.
We're in uncharted space.
Sensors detect signals nearby, small ships, moving in patterns." "They're not human." Ethan felt a chill. The galaxy had been quiet for 10,000 years. Now, humans were awake, and they were not alone. He moved to the viewport and looked at the distant lights. Tiny shapes moved against the black, shapes that belonged to other species, shapes that had no memory of humans. "Prepare for contact," Ethan said. "We don't know if they are friendly. We don't know if they remember us. We must be careful." The humans prepared. Engineers checked weapons and shields. The weapons were mostly for defense. Medics checked the crew's health, making sure everyone could survive stress or injury. Historians, including Paul, studied old records and star charts, trying to understand the galaxy that had moved on without them. As the small alien ships approached, Ethan felt a strange sense of calm. Humans had survived wars, famine, time itself. They had endured, and now, though the galaxy had forgotten them, they were awake. Humans had a patience and endurance that other species could not understand. Even without numbers, they had strength. Even without allies, they had courage. Shapes resembling insect-like beings floated in formation. They were cautious, curious, and possibly hostile. Ethan addressed them through a universal translator, a device built before the long sleep. "We are humans," he said. "We mean no harm. We seek only survival." Signals were exchanged, unknown symbols flashing between them. Humans watched carefully. The aliens were not attacking, but their presence reminded Ethan and the others of how little the galaxy understood humans. 10,000 years of sleep had erased their place in the stars. Lisa whispered, "They probably think we are weak. They think we are extinct. They have no idea what humans can do." He did not want conflict, but he knew humans had to show resilience. The Ark was old, but it was still a human creation, built to survive and endure. The humans moved with calm precision, repairing, checking, and preparing, showing the aliens a small measure of their strength. The alien ships eventually moved away, leaving the Ark alone. Humans breathed a collective sigh of relief. Ethan looked at the crew. They were tired, but alive. They had survived the first challenge. "We are awake now," Ethan said, "and we will stay awake. The galaxy forgot us, but we will not forget ourselves. We will learn. We will survive. And when the time comes, we will show why humans should never be ignored." The Ark drifted silently through the empty stars. Humans worked through the night, repairing systems, studying the galaxy, and preparing for what lay ahead. Each small action, each careful repair, reminded them of who they were.
They were survivors. They were humans.
They had slept for 10,000 years, but now they were awake, and the galaxy would notice soon enough. Paul looked at the star maps one more time. "We don't know what awaits us," he said, "but we have each other, and we have time. And that may be enough. Humans always find a way." Ethan looked at the distant stars again. Beyond the Ark, beyond the signals, beyond the quiet galaxy, the humans had returned. The galaxy had forgotten them. But humans were awake now, and nothing would be the same again. As the Ark moved slowly through uncharted space, humans continued their work. Repairs, studies, and careful observation filled their days and nights. They were tired but determined. Every system they fixed, every signal they decoded, reminded them of the strength they carried inside. 10,000 years of sleep had ended. 10,000 years of silence were over. The galaxy would soon remember, whether it wanted to or not. And deep inside, Ethan Cole knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy had forgotten humans, but humans remembered themselves. They remembered their endurance, their creativity, their courage. And now, humans were awake, ready to face whatever came next. After the first contact with the alien ships, Ethan Cole gathered the human crew in the Ark's central chamber. The air smelled of metal and clean circuits. The crew were tired from repairs, but their eyes were sharp. The humans were alive, and they had seen that the galaxy had moved on without them.
We need to understand who is out there, Ethan said. We cannot assume anyone remembers us.
We have to learn fast and prepare for anything. Lisa Morgan stepped forward, pointing at the star charts. There are small settlements nearby. Alien patrols, stations, and traffic. They are cautious, but not fully aware of us yet. We can observe them before making any moves. I have been reading old databanks. Humans were feared once, but that was long ago. Other species may think we are extinct, weak, or harmless. We have to show them we can survive without provoking them unnecessarily. Amy Brooks added, we should study their behavior, biology, and communication. Understanding them may save lives. Ethan agreed. We start with observation. Then we decide our next move. We must stay alive and protect each other. The humans split into teams. Ethan, Lisa, and Paul took the Ark's bridge to scan the nearby systems. Amy led a group to check the ship's defenses and medbay. Other humans went to repair smaller vessels stored in the Ark. Every action was careful, deliberate, and necessary. From the bridge, Ethan watched the alien patrols moving in formation. They were strange creatures, with elongated limbs and large eyes that reflected the light of their ships. The aliens did not know humans were awake. They moved as if the humans were only a myth. They are curious, Lisa said, her eyes fixed on the screen. They do not attack. They are cautious.
If they discover us fully, they may act differently.
They have technology, but it is specialized. They are strong in numbers, but they do not adapt quickly.
Humans adapt faster. We have patience.
We survive longer. That may give us an advantage. Ethan nodded. We survive, yes, but we must not underestimate them. Patience is not enough. We must be ready to act if necessary. The humans continued to monitor. Small alien ships approached the Ark again, scanning its shields and sensors. Ethan used the translator to broadcast a simple message. Humans are awake.
We seek peace. We do not intend to fight.
The aliens paused. Strange symbols flashed across the communication screens. The Ark systems interpreted some of the signals. The message was unclear, but the aliens were observing, not attacking. Lisa whispered, "They are testing us. They want to see if we react aggressively." Ethan looked at her. "We must remain calm. Humans are awake, but we do not need to show force yet. Observation first, then action." As the Ark drifted, Amy worked in the medbay, checking human crew members for health problems caused by long sleep. She found some minor muscle weakness and dehydration, but overall the humans were in good condition. She used old medical equipment, repairing it and modifying it to work with the new energy supply.
They are adjusting well, Amy said. Their bodies are stronger than I expected.
The long sleep preserved them. but their survival instincts are returning quickly. The humans trained in small simulations, practicing teamwork and coordination. Ethan led exercises for decision-making. Lisa focused on technical skills. Paul shared historical knowledge, and Amy trained medics to respond to injuries. They worked quietly, without panic, because humans had always survived by focusing on solutions, not fear. One evening, as the Ark floated near a small star cluster, sensors detected a larger alien vessel approaching. The crew gathered on the bridge. The ship was massive, long and armored, with multiple turrets and scanning arrays. The aliens were curious, but their approach was deliberate and cautious. Paul studied the signals. They are trying to communicate, but they are cautious.
They may perceive us as weak or harmless. We need to show we are aware of them.
Lisa adjusted the communication array and sent a more structured message. We are humans. We survived for 10,000 years. We seek no war, but we will defend ourselves if necessary. The alien ship hesitated, then sent a reply. Symbols flashed across the screen, decoded slowly by the Ark's computer. It was a warning. Humans were to remain distant or face destruction. Ethan looked at the crew. They do not know us. They do not know what humans are capable of. We have survived 10,000 years for this moment. We must be careful, but we are not powerless. Over the next days, humans observed the alien activity. They learned patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. Ethan realized that the aliens were advanced in some areas, but inflexible. They relied on numbers and rigid protocols. Humans could adapt, improvise, and endure. That was the hidden strength the galaxy had forgotten. Lisa and Paul worked on small tactical adjustments to the Ark. While it was not a warship, its defenses could be improved using ingenuity. Shields were optimized, sensors enhanced, and energy distribution adjusted to react quickly to attacks. Humans were preparing, but subtly. One day, a small alien patrol entered a nearby asteroid field. Ethan decided to make contact, not as a threat, but as a demonstration of human calm and confidence. He led the Ark to a visible position, engines running quietly, shields up but not aggressive. The aliens paused, scanning despised. Ethan activated a signal pattern from long ago, designed to communicate intelligence and caution without hostility. The aliens responded slowly, sending symbols that indicated curiosity. They had no memory of humans, only ancient stories of a race that had been feared. Lisa whispered, "They think humans are extinct. They do not know what to make of us. Then we have a chance. Humans do not need to fight immediately. We can observe, learn, and prepare. We have patience, endurance, and cleverness. That is our real weapon." The Ark moved slowly, showing itself but not threatening. Humans studied the aliens carefully, noting their formations, responses, and communication patterns. The aliens began to treat humans as an unknown species, not a threat yet, but not fully respected. Ethan gathered the crew in the central chamber. We are awake. The galaxy does not remember us. They see us as myths, as stories, but we are real. Humans have survived 10,000 years, and we will continue to survive. We do not seek war, but we will act to protect ourselves if needed. And we will learn about them. Understanding them may save lives. Humans survive not by attacking first, but by knowing what is around us. The crew continued their work, making repairs, studying aliens, and preparing for any eventuality. They trained with small simulation exercises, practiced medical response, and repaired every system in the Ark. The humans were focused, patient, and determined. Over time, small contacts with alien ships became routine. Humans observed without provoking. Sometimes aliens moved away quickly. Sometimes they lingered. Each encounter taught humans more about the galaxy and its new state. The galaxy had forgotten humans, but humans were awake, and they remembered themselves. One night, as Ethan looked out through the viewport, he saw distant lights of alien settlements on remote planets. He realized that humans were alone, but not helpless. The galaxy had moved on, but humans could adapt faster, endure longer, and think more creatively than most species.
Lisa joined him. They still do not know us.
We have a chance to observe before they act. We have 10,000 years of patience on our side. Ethan nodded. And when the time comes, they will understand why humans survived. They may fear us, or they may respect us. Either way, we will be ready. Humans always survive. The Ark drifted through the stars. Humans awake, cautious, and learning. Every observation, every repair, every small adjustment reminded them of their resilience. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans were not forgotten. They were awake now, and nothing would be the same again. Humans continued to observe, repair, and prepare. Small patrols came and went. Signals were exchanged. Humans remained calm, patient, and intelligent. The alien species had forgotten the strength of humans, and humans would use this time to learn, endure, and survive. Paul said, "One day, the galaxy may not be ready for us, but we are ready for the galaxy."
We have waited 10,000 years, and now we are awake.
Amy added, "And we will continue to learn."
Humans survive because we understand, adapt, and endure. We are awake, and nothing can stop us now. Ethan looked at the distant stars, the alien settlements, and the unknown paths ahead. He felt a quiet pride. Humans had survived the long sleep. Humans had returned to a galaxy that had forgotten them. And humans would endure, because that was what they always did. And so, the Ark drifted onward, humans watching, observing, learning, and preparing. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans were awake now, ready for whatever came next. Humans had been awake for weeks. The Ark floated silently through uncharted space, and the crew learned more about the galaxy each day. Alien patrols came and went, some curious, some cautious. Ethan Cole watched the signals and reports from the bridge. The aliens still did not understand who humans were. They assumed humans were weak, extinct, or harmless. Paul Carter studied old star charts and data from the Ark's library. He had discovered fragments of ancient records, messages stored before humans went to sleep. He called Ethan and Lisa to the research room. "Look at this," Paul said, pointing at the screen. "These records are 10,000 years old. They explain why humans went into stasis. Humans once reached every corner of the galaxy, not to destroy, but to endure and protect. We were feared not because we were cruel, but because we refused to surrender." Lisa leaned closer. They thought humans could not be controlled, that humans would fight to survive no matter what. These records, they prove humans were unstoppable in persistence. That is why the galaxy wanted humans to sleep. Humans survived when others failed. Humans endured when others fell. They did not want humans awake because humans could change everything. Paul added, "Our ancestors chose stasis. They knew we could survive, but the galaxy was unstable. They wanted to avoid wars, destruction, and chaos. Humans slept to protect themselves and others. They went silent, and the galaxy forgot us. Humans had not been gone because they were weak. They had slept because they were strong and careful. The galaxy had assumed humans were extinct, but in reality humans were only hidden. Now, awake again, humans had to navigate a galaxy that had forgotten their power. Suddenly, alarms blared on the bridge. Alien ships were approaching. This time they were larger, more organized, and more aggressive. Ethan ordered shields raised and engines ready. The Ark was not a warship, but it could defend itself with precision. Lisa worked on navigation, plotting a course that avoided asteroid fields but allowed them to stay in view. Paul checked sensors and estimated alien attack patterns. Amy prepared medics and crew for possible injuries. Humans moved calmly, each aware of their role. They were awake, alert, and ready. The alien ships approached in formation, long and armored. Their communications were urgent, warnings flashing across the screens. Ethan broadcast a message. "We do not seek war. Humans are awake for survival. We will defend ourselves if necessary." The aliens ignored the message. They fired warning shots, energy beams that lit the darkness of space. The Ark responded carefully. Shields absorbed the strikes, engines adjusted to avoid direct hits. Humans did not attack, but they showed readiness. Paul studied the aliens. They think humans are weak. They do not understand our endurance, our patience, our ability to adapt. We can survive longer than they expect. Ethan nodded. We do not need to fight to win. We only need to survive and show that humans are not to be underestimated. As the Ark moved through the formation, humans noticed alien mistakes. They followed rigid patterns, repeated attacks, and predictable maneuvers. Ethan gave careful orders, redirecting power, adjusting shields, and moving the Ark in ways the aliens could not predict. Humans were few, but their coordination and calmness gave them strength. Lisa whispered, "We are showing them that humans can endure. We do not attack, but we are not helpless." But the Ark avoided most attacks. Paul calculated weak points in their formation, not to strike, but to stay safe. Amy tended to minor injuries and fatigue, ensuring humans could continue without panic. After hours, the alien ships began to retreat. They had tested humans and found something they could not measure. Humans were awake, prepared, and calm. Humans survived because they were clever, patient, and persistent. The galaxy had forgotten this strength, but humans remembered. After the attack, Ethan called a meeting. We survived because we stayed calm, worked together, and did not panic. Humans are awake now. The galaxy does not know who we are, but we know ourselves. This is the first lesson. Patience and endurance are our true weapons. Paul added, and we have proof. Humans can survive attacks without losing control. Humans can endure when others fail. The galaxy may fear us when they remember, but we will act wisely. We will not attack blindly. We also have technology. It is old but clever. We can repair, modify, and use it better than the aliens expect. They rely on numbers and strict patterns. We rely on thought, creativity, and endurance. That is why humans were feared once. Ethan nodded. We do not want war, but we will defend ourselves. We are human. We survive. We endure. And now, the galaxy will see it again if we are forced to. Over the next days, humans repaired the Ark completely. Engines were restored, shields optimized, and sensors enhanced. Smaller ships were prepared for exploration and observation. Humans trained continuously, learning more about alien behavior, communication, and technology. They prepared, not for attack, but for survival. One evening, Amy studied alien biology. She discovered weaknesses that humans could use to avoid danger. Certain energy weapons could be disrupted, communications could be intercepted, and defensive systems had limits. Humans did not plan to exploit these for war, but for safety. Paul continued to read ancient records. He found stories of humans during the age before stasis. Humans had survived disasters, rebellions, and wars that destroyed other civilizations. Their endurance was legendary. Humans adapted faster than most species, survived longer than most, and never surrendered. Lisa worked with engineers to enhance the Ark systems. Small adjustments made energy distribution more efficient. Shields could respond faster. Engines could adjust automatically to avoid attacks. Humans were not creating weapons of mass destruction. They were creating safety, efficiency, and endurance. Ethan gathered the crew again. We now understand why the galaxy feared humans, not because we wanted power, but because we could survive anything. Our ancestors slept to protect us and others. Now, awake, we must survive, learn, and endure. Humans will remember their strength. The galaxy will see us, but we will act with wisdom. The Ark continued to drift through the galaxy. Alien patrols watched from a distance, uncertain. Humans observed, learned, and adapted. The galaxy had forgotten humans, but humans were awake and remembering themselves. One day, scouts detected a large alien fleet moving through a distant star system. Ethan studied the signals carefully. They are moving to attack or to explore. We do not know. We must be ready, but we must not panic. Paul analyzed their formation. They are organized but predictable. Humans survive because we adapt faster, endure longer, and think clearly. That is why we were feared before. Now we are awake again, and we still have that strength. We can avoid confrontation if we need. We do not need war to survive. Humans survive by endurance, patience, and cleverness. Amy trained medics and crew for long engagements. We endure longer than most species. We survive because we are human.
Nothing else is needed. The Ark moved through space cautiously.
Humans watched the approaching fleet, ready but calm. They were awake, alert, and confident. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans remembered themselves. Humans survived by thinking, adapting, and enduring. Humans survived because they were awake. After several tense days, the alien fleet passed. They did not engage directly, but their presence reminded humans that the galaxy could be dangerous. Ethan addressed the crew. This is only the beginning. The galaxy has forgotten us, but humans are awake. We will survive, endure, and act wisely. We do not seek war, but we will defend ourselves.
That is who we are, Paul added, and the galaxy will remember.
Humans are patient, clever, and enduring. We can survive what others cannot. The galaxy may fear us when they learn, but we will act with wisdom, not recklessness. We have survived attacks, learned about aliens, repaired the Ark, and trained. We are ready for what comes next. Humans endure, and we are awake. Amy nodded. And we will continue to learn. Humans survive because we adapt, think, and endure. The galaxy has forgotten us, but humans remember themselves. Ethan looked out through the viewport. Distant stars stretched across the darkness, alien fleets and settlements moving silently. Humans had survived 10,000 years of sleep, endured attacks, repaired their Ark, and learned the galaxy's dangers. Humans were awake now. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans remembered, and humans would endure. They would survive. They would act wisely. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans were awake, and the next chapter was only beginning. The Ark floated through the stars, humans awake and alert. The galaxy had begun to notice them, but most civilizations did not understand what had returned. Alien fleets gave space, cautious and curious. Humans had survived 10,000 years of sleep, endured attacks, and adapted to a galaxy that had forgotten them. Now they were ready to show who they were, not through war, but through presence, patience, and action. Ethan Cole stood on the bridge, looking at the distant lights of a large alien settlement. "We have observed long enough," he said. "It is time to move forward carefully. Humans survive by understanding first, not by attacking. We will make our presence known, but peacefully." Lisa Morgan worked at the controls, plotting a slow course toward the settlement. "They are strong, but cautious. If we approach carefully, they will see we are aware and capable, but not reckless. Humans survive because we do not rush blindly." Paul Carter studied old records and the sensors. "The galaxy may fear us when they remember. Humans were feared not because we sought power, but because we endured when others could not. We survived disasters, wars, and time itself. Now awake, we show the galaxy that we remember too." Amy Brooks prepared medics and crew for any injuries. "We do not want conflict, but we will protect ourselves if necessary. Humans survive because we endure longer, think faster, and adapt better than most." Small alien scouts noticed the Ark as it moved closer to the settlement. They paused, signaling to their leaders. Ethan kept communications open, sending simple messages. "We are humans.
We are awake.
We wish to survive, learn, and cooperate, if possible." The alien settlement responded slowly, sending ships to observe. Humans watched carefully, noting patterns, behaviors, and responses. Ethan realized that the aliens were uncertain. They remembered stories of humans from before the long sleep, but those stories were incomplete. Humans had survived 10,000 years, and now they were awake again. Lisa said quietly, "They are trying to understand us. They may fear us, but they do not yet know what humans can do."
We must remain calm and careful,
Paul added, "and we can use this. Humans survive because we think, endure, and adapt. Observation is our strength, not aggression." Humans sent small exploratory ships from the Ark. Crews on these ships observed the alien settlement closely. They learned communication methods, daily routines, and defenses. They did not attack. They only learned. Humans survived because they understood. Humans endured because they adapted. Humans were awake, and the galaxy had forgotten them. 1 week later, Ethan made the decision to send envoys directly to the alien settlement. He chose Paul, Amy, and Lisa to represent humanity. Small shuttle ships left the Ark, moving slowly toward the alien world. The humans carried no weapons beyond what was needed for survival. They carried tools, translators, and medical supplies. They carried patience, endurance, and intelligence. As they landed, aliens watched from a distance. Humans moved carefully, showing no aggression, only awareness. Amy stepped forward, holding a medical kit. "We come in peace," she said, using the translator. "We are humans, awake after 10,000 years. We do not seek war. We only seek understanding and survival." The aliens hesitated. Their leaders approached cautiously, scanning the humans and their equipment. Paul spoke next. Our ancestors slept to protect us and others. Humans survived because we endure, adapt, and think. We do not wish to dominate, but we will defend ourselves if threatened. Lisa added, "We understand your technology, your culture, and your history. We wish to learn and cooperate. Humans survived 10,000 years for this moment. We are awake now and we want peace." The alien leaders communicated among themselves, their signals slow but deliberate. Finally, they nodded. Humans had shown intelligence, calmness, and understanding. They had survived the unknown. They had endured attacks and remained patient. They were awake, and they were humans. Ethan watched through sensors from the Ark. The envoys had succeeded. Humans had shown the galaxy that they were aware, capable, and willing to act with wisdom. The galaxy would remember humans now, not as myths, but as survivors. Over the next months, humans worked with alien civilizations cautiously. Amy helped heal injured aliens and shared medical knowledge. Lisa assisted in repairs to alien ships and systems, showing human skill and patience. Paul shared historical knowledge, explaining how humans had endured for millennia without domination. Ethan coordinated all efforts, ensuring humans remained calm, deliberate, and careful. The galaxy began to respond. Some civilizations feared humans, remembering old stories of endurance and survival. Some admired them, seeing humans as a patient and clever species. No one ignored them. Humans were awake, and the galaxy could not forget again. Small conflicts arose, but humans avoided aggression. When alien ships approached aggressively, humans used strategy, endurance, and precision to defend themselves without unnecessary violence. Their patience confused many. Humans did not attack first. They adapted. They endured. They survived. One day, a council of alien leaders requested direct communication with the Ark. Ethan, Paul, Lisa, and Amy attended. They explained humanity's return, the long sleep, and the choice to awaken only when survival required it. The council listened, cautious but respectful. Humans did not demand power or territory. Humans demanded only acknowledgement and safety. Paul spoke clearly. Humans were feared because we endured when others could not. We adapted when others failed. We survived disasters, wars, and time itself. Now awake, humans do not seek war. We seek understanding, cooperation, and survival. We are awake, and the galaxy must remember us. Lisa added, "Humans can help, protect, and endure. We do not forget. We do not surrender. We are awake, and we will act wisely." Amy concluded, "Humans survive not because we dominate, but because we endure, adapt, and understand. We are awake. We will continue to learn, and we will survive." The council nodded. Humans had shown strength through patience, endurance, and intelligence. The galaxy remembered now. Humans had returned. Humans had survived the long sleep and had proven their wisdom and calm. Humans were awake, and nothing would be the same again. Ethan returned to the Ark. He looked at the stars. The galaxy was vast and still dangerous, but humans were ready. They had survived 10,000 years of sleep. They had endured attacks. They had learned the galaxy. They were awake. Paul approached. "The galaxy will fear us sometimes, admire us sometimes, but humans endure in every case. We survived and we will continue to survive." Lisa smiled. "And humans do not forget. We remember the lessons of the past, the patience of our ancestors, and the strength of endurance. We are awake, and the galaxy must learn from us. Amy nodded. Humans survive because we adapt, endure, and understand. We are awake, and the galaxy cannot ignore us. Ethan looked at the Ark crew. Humans moved with calm efficiency, repairing systems, exploring new worlds, and learning from alien civilizations. Humans were awake. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans remembered themselves. Humans survived, endured, and acted wisely. The galaxy would never forget them again. The Ark moved onward through the stars. Humans were awake, alert, and ready. They carried patience, endurance, and intelligence. They did not seek war, but they would defend themselves if needed. Humans remembered their ancestors, the lessons of 10,000 years of sleep, and the power of endurance as distant alien ships watched. Humans continued to explore, repair, and learn. Humans did not rush. They did not panic. They survived by understanding and adapting. Humans were awake, and the galaxy had to see it. Ethan looked out through the viewport at the endless stars. We are awake now, he said softly. We survived. We endured, and we will continue. Humans remember who we are. The galaxy will see, and the galaxy will respect humans again. Lisa added, we do not seek to dominate, but we survive. Humans endure, humans adapt, and humans remember. The galaxy has forgotten, but humans are awake. And we will continue to survive, learn, and endure. Humans do not surrender. We have awakened, and nothing will stop us. Amy looked at the stars. Humans are awake, and the galaxy will know. We endure, we survive, and we remember. The Ark drifted through the stars, humans awake and alert. The galaxy had forgotten them, but humans were awake, and nothing would ever be the same. Humans had survived 10,000 years of sleep. Humans had endured attacks, repaired their Ark, and learned the galaxy. Humans remembered themselves. Humans were awake, and the galaxy could not ignore them. Humans moved forward slowly, but deliberately. Every action, every repair, every observation reminded them of who they were. Humans endured. Humans adapted. Humans survived. Humans were awake, and the galaxy remembered. And for the first time in 10,000 years, humans looked to the stars with calm determination. They were awake. They had returned. And nothing would be the same again.